The Switch 2 Direct just happened and we got loads of brand new information. Whether it's getting the new Mario Kart game that looks so freaking cool to a new Donkey Kong game that looks fantastic, you can expect a year full of excitement, even if that excitement isn't for everybody. But what all was discussed in this Direct? Well, that's what this video is for. We've got a lot to cover, so let's jump right in. We're going to start with Mario Kart World, the newest introduction to the Mario Kart series. Now, for what it brings to the table, literally everything. Every small thing is refreshed, and honestly, I am all for it. Let's start with the map. So, it is one massive map. Honestly, I don't even know how big it is. Split up into different tracks. Where this game shines and really stands out is with the fact that you aren't just warped to the next track. You have to drive there. This is really cool as it shows not only that it is very different from prior games, but it also shows the power of the Switch 2. But what is up with these massive tracks? Well, they are there because we can now have 24 racers in a race. This is absolutely bonkers. As for what the racers are doing in these moments, well, that, my friend, is what driving on the wall will look like. There's also these moments, which is a racer balancing on one wheel. But yeah, all in all, it's a solid Mario Kart game. This will honestly be my favorite game for a long time. It's $80, which, yikes, but hey, Nintendo has got to make money somehow. Also, look at the UI. Beautiful. Now, moving into the specs of the system itself, we've got a lot to unpack here as well. First, there's the bigger screen, which surprisingly doesn't make it any thicker. It is, however, 1.7 inches larger, with the Switch 1 being 6.2 inches and the Switch 2 being 7.9. Almost 8 inches. That is big. What's also big is the fact that the system has a 1080p screen, compared with the prior 720p screen. It's also got up to 120 FPS, which is awesome. It also has an LCD screen, which at first seems like a downgrade from the original Switch. However, it has HDR, which makes it much brighter and much more vibrant. Now, the Joy-Cons can be turned sideways for mouse capabilities. That makes me wonder though, could you hypothetically use this mouse on the PC? Now, we're just gonna rapid fire some more features. We've got a mic, which may or may not be absolute crap, 2 USB-C ports, 256 gigs of storage, a new dock with 4K support, and it can play compatible Switch 1 games. Now, Switch 2 Welcome Tour is, I don't know, exactly what everyone thought. It's basically just a Switch 2 tour. I mean, it's fun, and it probably has a lot of secrets about the Switch 2 hidden inside. But what do you mean it's gonna cost money? Legit, I do not understand this, and they said it so calmly too. Nevertheless, I will not be buying it in a million years. Next, Game Chat, an extremely generic name for voice chat. It's basically the new addition to this console, and its main gimmick. However, there is a slight problem. It uses the C button of the controller. That's great and all, but what's this? You can only use Game Chat if you have a Switch Online membership? What in the actual heck is going on? Nintendo, what are you doing? Anyway, that is definitely a reason that some people will not buy this console. Now, I'm just gonna be perfectly honest with you. I think there are some people who are going to absolutely love this feature, and others who will completely dismiss it, and others who will and do hate it. Totally fair. The camera? Don't even get me started on that. We shouldn't talk about it. Otherwise, I think this is an addition to the console. Whether it's good or not, well, that I will leave up to you to decide. Just know you've got to have a Switch Online membership. Now, our next announcement is not really all that special. Drag & Drive is, in all honesty, nothing more than a basketball game in wheelchairs. It's just like Switch 2 Welcome Tour. It's cool, sure, but it ain't anything special. You just shoot hoops. Now, next up, we've got the Nintendo GameCube games. They got revealed, and honestly, looks pretty good. Aside from a single thing, there are only 3 games at launch. Zelda Wind Waker, Soul Calibur 2, and F-Zero GX. Not a lot of games, and honestly, I'd only play one. But at least we'll get more games in the future. Now, in this section of the Direct, we have all of the partner spotlights. I'm going to move through these very quickly, possibly too fast. A lot of these games are simply ports that weren't possible before with the Switch 1, and others I'm just going to skip because I know nothing about them. So first up, we have Elden Ring, Tarnished Edition, then Hades 2, and Street Fighter 6, Split Fiction, FIFA and Madden, finally Madden, Hogwarts Legacy, a Hitman game, a 007 project, Bravely Default Flying Fairy, Yakuza 0 Director's Cut, all 4 Deltarune chapters, Borderlands 4, Civ 7, Cyberpunk 2077, and Final Fantasy 7. There's more, quite a lot actually, but those are the big ones. You can view the full list on Nintendo's YouTube channel. Alright, moving into the next one, we got the announcement for Kirby Air Riders, which is cool. Just an announcement though, literally nothing else. Now, the next games are, well, definitely not worth it in my opinion. Zelda Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom Switch 2 editions. They're nice, don't get me wrong. If you haven't ever played these games before, then please play these games. Absolutely. But as someone who has played through both games, I am perfectly fine with not even getting them. And yes, I do know that they look beautiful, but not enough to buy them again, because you do have to buy them. Next, Kirby and the Forgotten Land Switch 2 edition. Listen, I could not care less. Next. Now, finally, something from completely out of left field. Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment. I remember watching the Direct, and I didn't expect this at all. It's supposed to be set in the past, where Zelda was sent, which is really cool, since it shows a much different perspective to Zelda's story. Now, finally, we've got Donkey Kong Bananza. This game, similar to the previous game, came completely out of left field, and I am all for it. I know a lot of people expected there to be a 3D Mario game, and so they were slightly disappointed when this happened. I too was ready and waiting for a new 3D Mario game, and yet, when you think about it, it almost doesn't make sense for there to be a 3D Mario game. With a new Mario Kart game stealing the show, there almost isn't room for anything in the same genre. What makes more sense is releasing the long-awaited 3D Donkey Kong game instead, and then save the 3D Mario game for next year, or possibly the year after. But seriously, this game is going to be a smash hit. I know a lot of people don't think it will be, but trust me, it's gonna. And with that, that is every Nintendo Switch 2 Direct announcement. And so, if you want to hear my friend Josiah's thoughts on this console, check out the video right here. I'll see you there.